We welcome you to the Angie Nelp Show. I'm Bruce Howard, joined by the women's basketball coach at the University of Tulsa, Angie Nelp. And how about this? 8-0, Coach. No Tulsa team on the women's side has ever been 8-0. Congratulations. What a wonderful start.
Oh, thank you. I am just so happy for this team. They work incredibly hard in practice, and to be able to have this reward of kind of making history a little bit with them has just been such an honor.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned before the TV broadcast on Sunday that what's it mean to be 7-0? What's it mean to be 8-0? And you said what it means is I get a lot more texts.
Yes.
It's a little more than that, though, isn't it?
Thankful for that support that everybody gives us, for sure. But, you know, for a team to have this kind of start, you know, from where we have started with this team this summer and how much they've grown and how much they've really put into the gym and on their own time getting in the gym, I'm just so excited for the way that they've been consistent with this.
Yeah, and you beat Missouri S&T, and, you know, occasionally there's that Division II program that rises up and beats, you know, a Division I. So, I mean, you really have to be careful in games like that, don't you?
Yeah, we had to be really focused. You know, leading into this week, the preparation was a little bit different with us not having a full roster. So some different challenges within our preparation of how you prepare a team for the games this week was really just a little bit different than what we were used to. So when you come into that game, it was like, okay, we've got to find our rhythm. We've got to be able to find our rhythm as a team. And it didn't happen immediately in the game, but you were able to see us kind of find our rhythm. So I was happy with that game and that result.
Yeah, you certainly responded very well, had a terrific game, and Wyvette Mayberry was just outstanding in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And with Maya not available to you this past week, she was huge in that game and really for the whole week, wasn't she?
She is huge for our team all the time, you know, with and without Maya, and the way that she stepped up this week and the way that she performed, and even more than that, the way that she led our team was really incredible. So I love the confidence that she's playing with right now, you know, shooting the ball really well yesterday, and so we definitely want to keep her in that place and keep growing her.
Yeah, absolutely. But you still do get that balanced scoring. I mean, as you look up and down the roster, you see everybody contributing something to each and every win.
You do, and I love that balance with our team. I absolutely love that balance that we have, and we have multiple scores, even to lead games. You know, It's everybody sharing the ball and everybody getting different opportunities offensively, and then everybody's playing so hard on the defensive end that I love that balance with our team.
Coach, as you get ready for this week, it's not only Missouri S&T and then Central Arkansas, it's also finals week.
It is, yes.
How does that
Yeah.
impact your team? I mean, it's a stressful week, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's one thing we love about the University of Tulsa, the excellence that is here academically, right, and the type of players that we have that are just so driven and they're so committed to everything they do in life, academically and with basketball. And so this week can be especially taxing mentally on players, and being able to just make sure they can find that balance to do both.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you ease off, but you certainly have an understanding if all of a sudden there's a mental breakdown during a practice, right? On finals week? Or?
You do. You know, one of the things that we do with our team, which is just, it's just kind of within us and stuff. Sometimes we tell jokes, and we've been telling a lot of finals jokes this week just to kind of ease the tension, you know, and be able to have a little bit of fun with it.
But your team responded pretty well.
They did.
This week.
They've done a great job. They've done such a great job.
Yeah, and they've always done well academically, and we won't find out all those results until January, but hopefully we'll be able to brag on the young ladies, as we always do in January when the grades come in.
Yes, right? We will. They spend a lot of time and effort into that, and in our practices and in our locker room we talk about something that we call 10 moments. You know, were there any 10 moments? And we've had several players have 10 moments with A's on exams, and so we're just really happy for them.
Absolutely. And now, you know, you kind of get done with the week, and most of the finals were finished by the time we got to the weekend in the Central Arkansas game. But what were the concerns about the Sugar Bears coming into the Reynolds Center on Sunday?
Yeah, we knew they were a very good rebounding team. They are a very good rebounding team. And then, you know, Central Arkansas, they always play hard. They always play scrappy. They come with a lot of effort. So going into that game, we really focused on, one, we have to have rebounding and we have to have consistent fight for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you got that. And, you know, you come in and, you know, you're 7-0. You got 7 victories, 7 scalps, and the young lady at the other end of the table coaching for Central Arkansas, Sandra Russell, has 573 victories. I mean, she's coached so long, has had so much success, and you take that as kind of a challenge? You're a young head coach, and now you're going up against somebody with 573 wins?
Yeah, you definitely think about that when you're scouting. Sometimes you tend to look at coaches that have a lot of experience and they're very successful, and Coach Rushing has been very successful at Central Arkansas. I can remember playing against her, at all these previous schools, that I've been at, and she does a great job. And so that her team is going to come well prepared. So we were getting ready for our shoot around, and some of the coaches had gotten here a little bit early, and they had an early morning shoot around yesterday, and we could hear their practice all the way up, in our office. We could hear the energy and hear the excitement of what they were doing. And so we knew that they were going to come ready and come prepared, and I challenged our team, to kind of throw the first punch and, outwork them and out-tough them, and we did that, and I'm so proud of our team.
I was going to say, you did throw that first punch, didn't you? Your first quarters have been so good. I believe in the 8 games you've outscored the opposition 6 times. And you had I don't want to say a massive lead, but you had a very nice lead at the end of one period of play.
We do. We need that every quarter, Bruce. Yeah. So we've had great starts, in a lot of our games, really great starts. And when we can get to be where we're consistent with that second and that third and that fourth quarter like we are in the first, we're going to be very successful.
Yeah, you've had some games where you've had that big first quarter and then kind of leveled off for a couple of quarters and finished the game strong and win. Were you most gratified with the fact in the Central Arkansas game you just kept building and building?
I was proud of that, because sometimes, when you get an early lead, you always have, sometimes teams that maybe just kind of start, taking it easy a little bit, and I don't ever think that will be our team. And I was proud of them, of the way that they just came out and they played hard the whole time, no matter what the scoreboard says. We come out, we outwork, we out-tough teams for 40 minutes.
And we talked about Yvette Mayberry, who had a really good game, obviously. Tamira Poindexter, the freshman, I don't even think she's a freshman anymore, the way she's playing, obviously. But I thought Delaney Crawford really made some nice progress this week. Talk about her.
Yeah, she is excellent with her assist-to-turnover ratio and the way that she takes care of the ball. And one of the things that Delaney brings to our team, the value that she brings with her versatility. If I need to slide her into a different position or need to slide her over, offensively, she can really space the floor and she can shoot the ball really well. And so we're excited about what she brings to us offensively, but man, defensively, that kid will guard anybody. Yeah. She will. I mean, you need her to guard the point guard, she'll guard the point guard. You need her to guard, a scorer on the wing. You need her to guard a post player. She's going to work her tail off to guard anybody that she needs to do. And so on both ends of the floor, she's really had an impact on our team.
And I haven't seen the official stats, but I think she's over 5 rebounds a game.
She is.
She is. You had a great rebounding game on Sunday. So
And even the things that don't show up in the stat sheet, like she's making hustle plays, she's saving the ball from going out of bounds. She just does so much for our team.
All right, so you're 8-0. You've won every game. You've won some of them easily by large margins. So what do you get to chew on them about? I mean, there's something that you're worried about or whatever. I know turnovers are a little high for you yesterday in the first half. You fixed that in the second half. So,
what's so funny about that is if you ask, as a coach, like, okay, we had 10 turnovers, like you would feel, pretty pleased that your team has to. Yesterday in the game, I'm just like, it feels like we're turning it over, like, like so much. And then you go back and you look at the stat sheet, and we did a good job in that area. But where our team has previously been with how well we've taken care of the ball, yesterday did feel like a lot for us. But, as a team, we continue to develop offensively and defensively. I think one of the things yesterday that was just so fun, I mean, you look at the game and you look at the way that we spaced the floor and we shared the ball and the way that we shot the ball, like that was fun for our team. And so now we've got to be able to kind of find that balance. There was a moment yesterday in the game where we had just taken a couple really quick threes, right? And so the next possession, we kind of wanted to slow it down just a little bit and just get into our offense,
right.
Okay? And so, we're talking about getting into our offense, but then Maddie Wash is wide open right in front of the bench, and shoots a 3 and makes it, and she looks at me and she just says, "Sorry, coach." And I was like, there's nothing to be sorry about for that. But you really just have to find that balance with our team and be able to just work on that flow a little bit.
Yeah, and your assist-to-turnover ratio tops in the nation. Don't know if you'll be able to hold on to that moniker, but that's really neat. That's really neat to see that, isn't it?
Yeah, that is fun. It's fun to kind of see those rewards and see where you are kind of nationally and be able to be, ranked in that area. We always want to take care of the ball. I mean, having fewer turnovers, rebounding the ball, and having a good field goal percentage, you do those 3 things, you probably have a pretty good chance to win.
And you make history. 8-0 start for the Golden Hurricane under Angie Nelp, and it's never been done in TU women's basketball. The next thing, the longest winning streak, 9. for Tulsa. So that's the next that's the next hurdle you got to
That's
jump
the
over.
next
Huh?
thing, yes. Yeah. You know, with a team, we don't talk about records. We don't talk about outcome very much. We talk about just the process and going out there every day and giving our best. So we're going to keep doing that.
All right, we'll talk about the upcoming week for the unbeaten Golden Hurricane. That's coming up next as we continue with Angie Nelp.
Touchdown, Desmond Ritter. We are the American.
What is true blue? It's true loyalty, supporting others with unwavering commitment. It's true innovation, thinking creatively and strategically to make a difference. It's true strength, taking risks and standing up for what's right. True Blue is a 125-year legacy. Find the true you at the University of Tulsa.
Welcome back to the Angie Nelp Show, and Coach, your team 8-0, and you go back on the road now, Georgia State in Atlanta.
Yes.
The Georgia State, it's a classic tournament, so you take on the host team first, and then South Alabama in the second game, right?
That's correct. Yep. 2 games out there in Atlanta.
So what are the challenges then in a kind of tournament setting like that? Because not even, in the NCAA, you have days off in between when you're playing in a tournament setting. I guess in the league tournament and in these sorts of tournaments, you're playing back-to-back days, right? What's the challenge?
We are. Well, the challenge is playing back-to-back days, not being able to necessarily have that usual rest and recovery that you would have in between games. We saw that when we were at our tournament at FAU, when we had to play back-to-back games, and we felt like, fatigue is definitely a little bit of a factor for that second game. What really benefits us is that, we can go into our bench and we can have multiple players play in tournaments, and that's really what you need, and that's what we're going to need in our conference tournament. So we're excited that we get to go play in a tournament that's going to help prepare us for that conference tournament.
That's what I'm going to say. In the American, that's what you're hoping to do, play 3 games, 3 days, whatever. But this is something that helps you prep then, huh?
It does. It does. And what I love about tournaments that are back-to-back days, it takes a team. Right? You see teams all the time that just maybe they have a one-man show, and that doesn't usually win, a tournament or win a classic or get you success on the road very often. And so I'm excited that that's a strength of ours. That's the strength of ours, is to play as a team, and we have a very balanced team, and I'm excited for everybody's contributions this week.
And so we get ready for the Christmas break. And by the way, folks, we will not have a show next week because of the bowl game, so we will join you after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you, and certainly Merry Christmas to all the Hurricane fans, right?
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody.
All right, thank you, Coach, for taking the time. We'll talk to you after Christmas.
All right, thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
That's Angie Nelp, University of Tulsa women's basketball.